Of all the things that are out there, what could cause an excess in a single year of 10 million deaths? Now, clearly a big war could, and a pandemic, natural or created by bioterror. The natural pandemic, the last gigantic one, was 100 years ago. We are healthier today, but the speed of travel, and therefore the speed of global spread, that works against us. But in some ways, the bioterror thing scares me the most. All it takes is one small terrorism group. Those groups have used things like anthrax that are non-human to human transmissible, and as yet, thank goodness, they've never been able to build or get their hands on a nuclear weapon.
Are you nervous about your own life and
No.
what could happen?
This thing will get a lot of countries before it gets to the U.S., but even the U.S. has to think about its global health security. It's a government thing to decide, okay, this is a problem, how do you move resources around, how do you allocate the scarce supplies? When an epidemic hits, governments having been prepared in advance and going through simulations, that will help them make the decisions that are only in their hands.
Shalom, I give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kodash. I give double honor to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, sincere Akim, pushing his word out across the four corners of the earth. This lesson is entitled, Woe to him that striveth with his maker. And this is going to the so-called white man who is known as Esau, according to the scriptures. He's trying to contend with the Most High, and pretty much he got in his mind frame that he's going to overtake the Most High. And Yahushua when he comes back. So this is an article from businessinsider.com, and the title says, Bill Gates thinks a coming disease could kill 30 million people within 6 months. It says we should prepare for it as we do for war. And this was published April the 27th, 2018. It says the next deadly disease that will cause a global pandemic is coming, Bill Gates said on Friday at a discussion of epidemics. We're not ready. An illness like the pandemic 1918 influenza could kill 30 million people within 6 months, Gates said, adding that the next disease might not even be a flu, but something we had never seen. And this devil, he's in the know what's about to get ready to occur in America. And all these diseases are created in a lab. And they test these diseases in certain areas to see how beneficial they are. Sometimes you see them testing it in other countries. But they saving the best for last, which is America, Babylon the Great. Okay, so this devil, he knows exactly about, what's about to occur, how they trying to bring their new world order. So this leads me to Isaiah 45:9. And it says, Woe unto him that striveth with his maker. Let the potsherd strive with the potsherds of the earth. Should the clay say to him that fashioned it, What makest thou? Or thy work? He had no hands. So this is like a person creating something, and their creation is asking them or trying to question them, like, why you do this or why you doing that? So it's pretty much like what Isaiah is speaking in the spirit of Yahweh Shai. Like he formed Esau to be that vessel unto dishonor, that left-hand side to do his bidding, So Esau, with his technology, when he have this RFID chip coming out, which is the mark of the beast, he's contending with the Most High because the Most High controls people. So Esau coming up with his technology with the RFID chip, and once a person take it, that's pretty much like the so-called white man. He's controlling you. He's going to be controlling your thoughts. If you have any type of thoughts of taking that chip out, he can enter thoughts and messages into your brain to let you know not to take it out. So he's striving with the Most High, acting like he is the Heavenly Father, And that is in 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. And I'm just going to start at the first verse. Now, we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahushua, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind or be troubled, neither by spirit nor by word, know about a letter as from us, as the day of Yahushua is at hand. Yes, that day is at hand because we are seeing those different biblical prophecies Yahushua spoke to the disciples while he was on earth. We hear about the rumors of wars. We seeing all these different types of calamities happen in America. You have the earthquakes, all type of tornadoes, tsunamis. You have the Egyptians going against the Egyptians. That's pretty much talking about the Americans going against the other Americans, It's pretty much a division in this land now. And things are going to continue to get worse before Yahushua comes back. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. And that's talking about the so-called white man, known as Esau or Edom, or the Edomites, according to the scriptures. They are the son of perdition, the son of destruction. Because everything they do, they touch, is fitted for wrath or destruction. Everything they touch, man, is death. Everything the white man, the so-called white man, with his medications and things of that such, everybody think it's beneficial for you. Our people trust in that medical system, not knowing that this is the devil creating a medicine for you to take. And you should know that something is wrong with that, It's death. Everything the so-called white man leads to, or try to push something on you, it leads to death. Going with his media, his democracy, all his different philosophies, his medical system, all that leads to death. The food industry, everything. That's why he's known as the son of perdition. This is verse 4. Who opposed and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he as the Most High sitting in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. And no other race is doing that but the so-called Caucasians, who are known as the Edomites according to the scriptures. That's why you see them spraying all these different type of chemicals in the air known as chemtrails, which breaks down your immune system, make you more susceptible to other diseases, which leads to your death. This is the so-called white man we speaking about here. And that's why Bill Gates came out with this interview, and he's saying that he thinks this disease could kill 30 million people within 6 months. That's a whole lot of people right there. But how about Yahushua is going to be on this so-called white man's side, on that, dealing with him on that left-hand side, because a lot of our people have to die. 2/3 of the nation of Israel. There's going to be a lot of other nations die as well. So it's going to be a big number of people dying. The Most High is going to really have a hell of a body count in America. Okay, so this is Psalm 91, and this is verse 4. He should cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings should thou trust. His truth should be thy shield and buckler. And this is talking to the elect brothers of the nation of Israel, which consists of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Americans. He's talking to those elect men right there. This truth is going to be thy shield and buckler to the elect men. That's why I said wisdom and knowledge should be stability of thy times, because the times we're about to get ready to come into Jacob's trouble, the whole world is going to be shaking. All these different type of things about to get ready to hit this earth. The elect going to be shaking too, but they're going to be more of a steady mind, because we know through the scriptures that this had to happen before Yahushua comes back. So that's why he's mentally preparing us now. That's why we're going through our different trials, our tribulations, all our different type of afflictions, to pretty much build our spirit up, let us be ready for Jacob's trouble. And these pestilence, you see what Bill Gates is talking about, that's part of Jacob's trouble. Verse 5, thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day. Verse 6, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wastes at noonday. That pestilence, this is going to it right here, that pandemic that Bill Gates is talking about. This is one of the many pestilences that's going to come to America. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. It's not going to come near the elect men of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, because they're going to have that mark And that's talking about that's that sign of exemption from that great judgment that's coming on this planet Earth. And that shows how many people gonna be dying in America. It say 1,000 should fall at thy side and 10,000 at thy right hand. And as you can see right here, Bill Gates thinks it's a coming disease could kill 30 million people within 6 months. You know? So there's gonna be a whole bunch of people dying, man. And it's gonna happen in America. It's gonna come very soon. All right, this is Jeremiah 21:6. It said, I will smite the inhabitants of this city, both man and beast, they should die of a great pestilence. And that's one of the pandemics. Yahweh Shai is going to put the spirit on these so-called Caucasians to implement on the planet Earth, mainly in America, though. All right, this is Habakkuk 1, verse 1. The burden which Habakkuk the prophet did see. O Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, how long shall I cry, and thou wilt not hear? And Yahweh Yahushai does hear the cries of his elect men. You know, just because he doesn't act right then and there doesn't mean he doesn't hear his hopeful elect. So he's seeing the brothers that are going out there on the highways and the byways, and they doing it with sincerity, and they doing it with consistency. You know, pushing out these different videos, condemning the wicked. You know, he sees that. And it says, even cry unto thee of violence, and thou wilt not save. And we crying. You know, how it says that sigh and cry for the abomination done in the midst thereof. Those are the elect men. Why dost thou show me iniquity and cause me to behold grievance? For spoiling and violence are before me, and there are that raise up strife and contention. So who's the ones that are raising up strife and contention on this planet Earth? The so-called Caucasians, who are the Edomites according to the scriptures. That's why it says the earth was given to them to rule for a certain amount of time. So that's going to pretty much, and that leads me to Isaiah 45 in the 9th chapter, which is the subject of this video. Woe to him that striveth with his maker. And this is only talking about the so-called white man, called he tried to sit himself as the Most High, you know, and thinking that he is the Most High. All right, verse 4. Therefore the law is slack and judgment do never go forth. And the law is slack right now, because if we was in our total rulership right now, enacting the laws of Yahweh Bashem Shai, you wouldn't hear about no such thing as pedophilia or bestiality, homosexuality, lesbianism, things of that such. We'll put that shit and we'll nip in the bud right there and there. But we have to see this type of wickedness go on, because that's going to make us appreciate the kingdom even more so. So Yahweh Bashem Shai, he's letting the so-called white man pile up all his iniquities to the top as much as he can, so when Yahweh Bashem Shai comes back, he'll be totally justified in destroying this America system, this whole country, you know. It says, for the wicked do compass by the righteous, therefore a wrong judgment proceedeth. So yeah, that was just a quick video I want to get up for you brothers. That great pestilence is coming, and this devil right here definitely knows what's about to occur in America, and they are definitely gearing up on that left-hand side, and that's the hopeful elect. We should be gearing up on that right-hand side. That's that total balance right there. So with that, I hope you all will edify. I give all honor and glory again to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash, double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to you, sincere Akim. Shalom.